There's nothing simple that comes my way. I actually stripped it off, took it off, and then I've had to refit it. So yeah, really frustratingly, I've snapped a bit off. It was easier doing it this way, in fairness, but a stressful one. So I apologise. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So we are back here at the job that's basically evolved, and if you haven't seen those yet, so I'm going to give you a little rundown. So I came here to do a very simple board change, and well, guess what? There's nothing simple that comes my way, and I've then discovered that the board's already been moved once very badly, and because of the client being of a elderly disposition, we've decided to relocate. So the said board is now going to be here, and this is actually, I think, is a part four which is going on. So today's video, we're going to be going through how to extend all of the actual board. We're going to take both of the old boards off, do some extensions in the loft because this is a bungalow, and then obviously dress in, and hopefully, fingers crossed, by the end of the video this job will all be completed and we are done and dusted. So if you are new to this channel and you haven't yet subscribed, please make sure you do. The link is in the corner. The channel is all about sharing hints and tips all the way through the video, to make sure that you can gain as much information as possible. So thank you very much. If you haven't done that, like I say, link is in the corner, but let's get stuck into the video. So while we're in the garage, I'll quickly run through. So we've got a BG board that's going in with a surge protection device, a single module. We have now decided, because of the mains are over, the meter tails will be over 3 meters in length. We've then ran it all through armoured, which we've done. We have got Jackie Boy with us. Hello. And Jack, as of one of the previous videos, Jack's got something to say, haven't you, Jack? What's changed with you? What's new?
Got a little van now, passed my driving test.
Yeah, congrats. Absolutely smashed it, never doubted you. But if you do see Jack on the roads, please make sure you stay away from him. Put your helmet on, gum shield in, and neck brace would probably be advisable.
Maybe
but knee pads, elbows, the lot, go for it. But Jack is a very lucky boy, and I'm going to have to, is it all right to show you this?
Yeah, of course it is.
So, check that out. Check that out for, I mean, come on. First car, van, I mean, seriously, I've not actually had a look in that yet, not jealous at all. Actually, really smart van. Come on, Jack. See, look, he can't help himself. So this is going off track a little bit, but, you know, he can't. I've not actually looked in it, so this is me and you together. Oh, look. Someone's got a motorbike, have they, Jack?
No.
That's all right, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been re-racked and stuff, so.
I like it.
Yeah.
Nice. So Jack, for those of you who don't know, Jack is also into downhill mountain bikes and all sorts of stuff. So
Love it.
it's, yeah, absolute madhead as usual. And he's now got me into it. He's also got my eldest boy and the youngest boy. So it sounds like it's going to be very expensive. I've already bought a bike from this guy. Yeah, so he's got to, he's going to be paying for that.
I can't help it.
I know. So we're going to take you through here. So we've just added on, oh, got the keys in. Hang on a minute. So our armoured runs up into the actual loft space, and then we've now just fitted mains isolator in here, so that we're all good to go. So the armoured slides through. Lovely. So this is the Mark II board. So this one here was where I was due to change it, but obviously it's a high location. Now, if you can imagine, if you're elderly and you're going to have to get on a pair of steps to get on there, that is a little bit vulnerable. And then in here is where it's actually been moved already before. So the plan is that we're now going to jump up into the loft. I'm going to take off the other board, the other side, then jump into the loft, strip as much of this out as we possibly can, get it back up where we've ran all the tails through into that new board. So when I was here last time, it was very frustrating. Roasting day, although it's a little bit chilly today. Very frustrating because I was having to go backwards and forwards because I've had to do a core drill from the garage out into this little utility room, and then another core drill into the loft space, which is where we always jump back into. But first things first, we're going to strip that old board off and get that out of the way. So we're just explaining to Jack now, because obviously we are in the loft. So what Jack's going to do is going to get some banding strap, sort of every 400-ish. Going to come across there, and then just there is where the original consumer unit is, where then that's been then joined through. So Jack's going to get all set up, get those bits mounted up, and then I'm going to go downstairs and take the second board off, and then that original board off. We start pulling the cables up through into the loft space, and we're doing all our joints up here. But luckily enough, this loft isn't too bad. It isn't too bad. Some of them are awful that we have to work in, but we will take it. So just a really quick one, tools we're going to use. We've got SDS on here with a 6mm drill bit in it, not a 5.5, because we're going to be using the Fisher Duo Power raw plugs, which take a 6mm, and they are incredible. We're going to use some chunky 30s on there, because it's obviously only banding strap like that. I'm going to tin snip those off to suit whatever for these. So they are 5, so those screws there are 5 by 30s they are. And then the actual light keeping us all lit up is a Scan Grip light, which actually is amazing, and it runs off our Milwaukee batteries, but it's a brilliant bit of kit. And that tower goes up, I believe, to about 2.4 meters high. It's brilliant, it is, and I use that for loads and loads of things. Right, today's sponsor is Tradify. For those of you who don't know what Tradify is a job management software. So I'm going to explain a little bit more before you switch off. I'm going to explain a little bit more. So how many jobs have you had where you've gone out to and they've already said, oh, the guy, the previous electrician, the previous builder just wrote it down on a scrap piece of paper with Tradify? That does not happen. So it's more professional. You'll send your quotes out. You can also see when the customer has opened that quote, so you know they've received it. You can also react to them then saying, hey, I've noticed that you've seen the quote. What are your thoughts? The conversion rate for us has gone through the roof by using Tradify, and it doesn't matter whether it's a small job or a big job. It's just such a game changer, and they are constantly adapting to make it a better system for us guys, the tradies, and also the end user, which ultimately is the people that pay your bills. So if that sounds like a bit of you want to get involved in that like we did, there's a 14-day free trial. I'll put it in the link in the description below. It is completely and utterly free. I cannot stress that enough. And then if you like it after that, use the promo code GHawk30. You'll get 30% off for the next 3 months, and just sit back and watch how much more profit you make. So for me, I'm going to strip all this out, get this gone, because I actually, in the previous video, if you haven't seen that, I actually stripped it off, took it off, and then I've had to refit it. So yeah, right, I'll get you on some time lapse and get that taken off and out of the way. Okay, so with the help of Jack above here, we've now managed to pull all of those cables out, bar obviously the cooker circuit. So these are all the bonding that are going to be no longer in use as such, because we're going to put a new bonding in for the gas. The water is on an incomer supply, which is plastic water incoming supply, so we don't need to bond that anymore. So that can be discarded. So yeah, so we've managed to tidy up loads. So there's obviously the old doorbell and stuff like that was up there. So that, we've took all that off. Jack's pulled all the cables through. I'm just seeing if I can see where the cooker isolator is, but I think what's going to end up happening is we'll drop the 6mm down into there. So we're going to need to get the adaptable boxes out and then start testing, because I think what's happened is at some stage, I think somebody's then paired up the rings I made them, the 2 rings go into one, which obviously we're not gonna we'll reinstate the separate rings if we can. Makes life a lot easier. So what I'm going to do is going to take my tester up. We're going to do some sort of continuity testing. We're going to put a little adaptable box on. Let me just try and get this out of the van just so you can see. So where that 6mm comes down, we'll put a much smaller one on. Obviously we'll have to do a bit of repair work up there. So we'll put this empty adaptable box on. In fairness, might even get away with a Whisker 308 in fairness, but there's quite a big hole and obviously we're trying to fathom out, but yeah, so something like that. And then in the loft, we'll put a much bigger one on because we've got plenty of space, so we'll put a bigger one on in the loft. So I'll go and take these in and we'll jump up with Jack and see what he's up to right now. So I think he's like I say, he's been getting on with all of the banding strap and all the rest of it up there, so that should be good to go. So we'll see you in the loft. Okay, so we're in the loft. Jack's done his strapping as such, and he's obviously pulled all the cables through. So he's bandage strapped all those all the way across down to here, and then just down this bit is all where the massive wires are all coming through. So Jack's just gone to grab the tester because, like an idiot, I forgot it, and he's done me a solid. So what we're now going to do is trying to determine whether this is a ring or this one and this one, because like I said, I think that we've got 2 lots of rings in here that have all just been bodged together. So I know it's not going to look pretty, but it is what it is. So we're going to use our adaptable box and then Wago everything up to come in and obviously then join into our new stuff. So whatever we don't use up here, I'm then going to leave loose up this end because it is such a pain in the backside getting from this point through there, across that way and then back down into the board. So whatever we don't use is obviously a bonus for the future. So we haven't got to undo everything. So those are the cables that are just to the left of that one. They are what feeds the utility room as well. So yeah, it's a little bit eventful, but obviously hopefully very shortly we'll make these a lot neater. So we'll get that all cut out. We'll use some stuffing glands in there to just try and keep it all a little bit more in place. But I'm glad actually we're using the bigger one because obviously the cable length on here isn't great for some of these. So it should work out all right in the end. But on a side note, I've actually broke the camera as well by it falling off, as you may have seen. May not have seen, may have done, I don't know. But really frustratingly, I've snapped a bit off my camera. So, oh well. So we brought the tester up. Now I'm not looking for the actual results. All I'm looking for is that we've got continuity. So don't worry about nulling these out because I don't really need to. I just want to obviously to make the link through. Then we're going to get on with trying to figure out what actually is what here. So we'll click it onto one end. Okay, cool. So we've got an end-to-end resistance here on this. So we'll go through all of them. So live to, well, that's stuck there. So live to live is all good. Neutral to neutral, all good. And let's just do right. Okay, so I've got one ring there. So I now need to just make sure I keep those two together. I just wrap them, just twist them together for now. So that's one. So this one was in a spur. So this cable here was actually in a non-switch spur. So I don't know where that goes at the minute. And then I've got one that I've cut off for some reason. Not entirely sure why I did that, but hey ho. So I've got another one here. So there would be I imagine that there will be a old immersion heater as well here. That would make sense. So we're going to cut this through and try and figure that out. But I obviously haven't got a clue what's what. Right, so it's not on there. Aha, right, okay, so I found another ring, I think. So I just need to just verify all this. Yeah. Right, okay, so I've got 2 rings, which is what I thought has happened, and I just want to make sure that they're not actually linked elsewhere as well to the first ring in a different location, because that would be really, really annoying. So I'm just doing end to ends again, just to make sure. So that is my original. So yeah, so I've got two rings as expected from the first lot. That's some muppet in the first alterations, should we say, and linked them through, and it ended up being one ring for the entire place, which I thought was really unusual for the size of property it is. So then I need to test that out. So that'll be a radial going off somewhere else, and I imagine this one here will be to the old immersion heater. So yeah, so pretty good going. So we'll get that new enclosure mounted up sort of here, and start feeding cables in. So we've just been in the loft and we've sorted all the extensions as we are. I've got one cable, I'm not quite sure what it is, but it could potentially be that garage board over there. So what I'm going to now do is, in the board, we're now going to start putting the cables in place. We'll get all the earthing in. I've got 2 1mm that are not in use as well at the minute, 2 new ones. So we'll try and figure out what's what with those, because we'll just do some bell testing with that, which is fairly straightforward, and we'll go through that with the aid of Jack as well. So yeah, so all I'm going to do now, so Jack's just getting on with getting the ferrules light, because we're going to be putting RCBOs in this board, and with the RCBOs it needs to be shorter, because the flying leads are really long with these, which obviously helps in a lot of ways, because with them being so long you can fit them anywhere in the board, which is a massive plus really in my eyes. So we're just going to start, like I say, just start dressing these in and get them all in place. Okay, so I've now got the power on. Yeah, sorry, not really been able to show you too much, but it's been mega stressful, because obviously days got on. I've had to have a meeting over Zoom as well, which just took another hour of my time. I was very conscious of obviously having the power off for such a long time. So what I'm going to just do is go through these things. So we found a circuit that we don't know what it does. So we haven't energized it. We've just put some Wagos on. That's all inside of the adaptable box that we've put in the loft. We've managed to get rid of a load of other stuff. And I was right. What happened here is that they've ended up, they've joined the 2 rings to make one, to make their life easier, I'm guessing. Doesn't make it right, so we've changed that now. So we've now got back to original, having separate rings, which is fantastic, because it's not really the right thing to do. Well, it's definitely not the right thing to do, to join them all up. So we just sort of worked it out, and then I was hoping that that we could show a little bit more, but obviously we've not been able to because of time, and obviously it's a warm day, and making sure that we can get the freezers and all the rest of it back on. So we're now at this stage. So like I said, we've got the board all sorted. So we've got 1 ring, lighting circuit, cooker, which we've now had to extend, put another smaller adaptable box, because when they've changed the main one, they've just butchered the living daylights out of it. So Jack has been really busy sealing all that up and doing all of the filling work and all the rest of it. And we've took the old board down, so that's gone. So that's made life a lot easier. So Jack has done a wonderful job. So there is a circular patch around there somewhere that he's done, which looks great. In fairness, like I say, your eye's not massively drawn to it, which is there, look. So it looks worse on camera, but it's actually not too bad. And then down above the door there, where the old board's gone, he's took care of that one. And then just round there, he's also done that. He's just bringing stuff down from the loft now and tidying all that end up. So we've now done the gas bonding, so that is done. Now I was thinking about putting an MET up above the cooker, but I thought, no, do you know what, I'm not doing it that way. So it was easier doing it this way, in fairness. So Jack's just done a bit of sealing for me. So what we've done, we've used a bit of Copex, brought that round, and then back into the gas bonding to bond all that up. So it's been a bit of a job, I'll be honest with you. It's took a lot longer than what we were expecting. I've also got 2 spare lighting circuits, because originally, like I say, with the old doorbell that's no longer in use, we chucked a wire through. So what I've done is, rather than snip it all off, I've put it in the adaptable box. So it's in there, so it's all ready to go. Labelled up, obviously spare. And here's the other two ends here into this trunking. So that's fine, so that's all took care of. I've got nice low readings for my mains as well, which is absolute fantastic. So we're all good on that side. So it is important to note that it's only fed from a 60 amp main fuse as well. So we're well within what we've installed now for supply size. So yeah, so it's now, and oh yeah, obviously bust my camera. It's now 5 o'clock, and yeah, there's still a little bit. So I am booked in back for tomorrow anyway. Ideally, I'd like to sort this lot out. So the garage, so original plan, because there was no RCD protection and stuff, we were thinking about getting rid of all that. So, but it's such a mess, so I don't really, so I think what I'm gonna end up doing tomorrow is trying to tackle that bit and sort all that out, and that's why I put a 16 amp in there and a 6 amp RCBO. So yeah, it's been a productive day, but a stressful one. So I apologise for the contents. That's why I'm going to try and share as much as I possibly can. But on that note, like I say, if you haven't yet subscribed, make sure you do. Be an absolute legend. Oh yeah, and by the way, thank you very much for all of the kind messages that we've had on Lou's van getting broken into. Now, obviously, it is rife at the minute, how bad that is. Throughout the country, it's disgusting that this is happening all the time. And I'll be honest with you, the comments from people, it's just been brilliant. So, like I say, we're joining this electrical community as we're building, and I think it's a great place to share information and all the rest of it. So, on that note, I will catch you on the other side.